Chosen one, this is what separates the rare 1% man from the man who spends his entire life trying to convince others that he matters. The rare man does not need to announce his value because his presence carries evidence of it. His posture speaks before his mouth does. His restraint speaks before his ambition does. His eyes reveal that he has survived internal battles that nobody else could see. There was a version of you that needed external confirmation. You wanted to know whether you were attractive enough, successful enough, masculine enough, powerful enough. You watched reactions. You measured attention. You wondered whether someone noticed you. Now something is changing. You are becoming less interested in being noticed and more interested in becoming undeniable to yourself. That difference is enormous. Because when a man stops performing for approval, his energy becomes cleaner, his movements become calmer, his words become fewer but heavier, his attention becomes deliberate, his presence no longer reaches outward begging to be received. It becomes anchored within him, and women can sense that distinction, not because every woman will automatically be attracted to you, not because attraction is some supernatural guarantee, but because human beings naturally notice congruence. When your outer behavior matches your inner certainty, there is less tension, less performance, less desperation to decode. You become easier to feel. And paradoxically, that makes you harder to ignore. Chosen one, if this message is resonating with you, take a moment to like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more messages on masculine energy, self-mastery, and spiritual alignment. And in the comments write, "I choose myself," as a declaration of the man you are becoming. Chosen one, the old version of you may have believed attraction came from having the perfect appearance, saying the perfect thing, displaying the perfect lifestyle, or mastering some secret formula that would make everyone turn toward you. But the rare 1% man understands something deeper. Magnetism is not created by chasing the gaze of another person. It is created by becoming so internally anchored that your gaze no longer depends on theirs. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't perform. You stand, you breathe, you remain. And somewhere within that stillness, something in you has become unmistakably different. Chosen one of the first things that separates you from the average man is your relationship with your own attention. The average man gives his attention away constantly. Every notification can move him, every rejection can shake him, every attractive woman can pull his mind into fantasy. Every compliment can elevate him, and every criticism can collapse him. But you are learning to become selective. Your attention is no longer scattered across everything that wants access to you. You are beginning to understand that attention is sacred. Where you place it, you place your life. This is why your presence can feel different now. You are not mentally begging the environment to give you something. You are observing. You are listening. You are deciding. Your eyes can meet someone without immediately asking, "Do they like me?" That question is disappearing. In its place comes another, "Do I respect what I am experiencing?" That is a completely different frequency. Chosen one, when you stop approaching every interaction as a test of your worth, your body changes, your shoulders settle, your breathing deepens, your jaw relaxes, your movements stop carrying that invisible urgency. You become slower without becoming passive. You become softer without becoming weak. You become more decisive without becoming aggressive. And that combination is rare. A woman may not consciously understand why she feels more comfortable around you. She may simply experience a subtle shift in her own body. She may become more attentive. Her breathing may change. She may linger slightly longer. She may become quieter because your stillness creates a contrast with the noise she is accustomed to. Not because you manipulated her, not because you used some psychological trick, because you are no longer asking her nervous system to reassure yours. That is the difference. You are becoming internally responsible for your own state, and when you carry that responsibility, your presence becomes less demanding. You do not enter a space asking everyone to confirm your identity. You enter already knowing who you are. That is sovereignty. That is masculine presence at its most grounded. And the more completely you embody it, the less you need to explain why you are different, because the difference begins speaking through you. Chosen one, another reason you belong to that rare 1% is that you are learning the power of restraint. The world constantly teaches men to react. React quickly, speak quickly, prove yourself quickly. Take the opportunity before someone else does. Respond to disrespect immediately. Show your strength immediately. But there is another form of strength that does not need immediate expression: stillness. You are learning that not every feeling deserves an action, not every attraction deserves pursuit, not every challenge deserves a response, not every invitation deserves acceptance. Not every woman who notices you needs to become a story. This is where your discernment begins separating you from the crowd. Chosen one, imagine two men standing in the same room. One is desperate to be perceived as powerful. He adjusts his posture when someone attractive walks in. He changes his voice. He watches for reactions. He becomes more animated because he wants to establish his importance. The other man remains exactly where he was. He doesn't become smaller. He doesn't become louder. He doesn't become someone else. He simply remains himself. Which presence feels more grounded? The second, because true confidence does not need an audience to activate. This is why your restraint can become magnetic. You are not suppressing yourself, you are governing yourself. There is a profound difference. Suppression says, I am afraid of what I feel. Mastery says, I can feel this completely without being controlled by it. That is why your masculine energy becomes more refined when you stop allowing every impulse to dictate your behavior. You can notice attraction without losing your center. You can appreciate beauty without abandoning discernment. You can feel desire without turning desire into desperation. You can want something without becoming dependent upon obtaining it. And women can sense the difference between a man who is trying to control himself because he fears rejection and a man who has genuinely developed command over himself. One feels tense, the other feels anchored. One is holding himself back, the other simply has somewhere deeper to stand. Chosen one. This is the kind of distinction that cannot be copied through posture, clothing, money, or rehearsed phrases, because it is not something you put on. It is something you embody, and embodiment has a language of its own. Chosen one. Your relationship with silence is changing too. There was a time when silence may have felt uncomfortable. You may have felt compelled to fill every pause, explain every thought, justify every decision, or prove that you had something valuable to say. Now you are beginning to discover that silence can carry gravity. You don't need to rush toward every empty space. You can let a moment breathe. You can listen without planning your response. You can look without trying to impress. You can speak when you have something meaningful to contribute, and remain quiet when silence is more truthful. That creates a different kind of presence. A man who is comfortable with silence is rarely controlled by the fear of being misunderstood. Chosen one. This is another quality women may instinctively notice, not because silence itself is attractive, but because comfort with silence often signals internal security. Your energy says, I do not need to manufacture a moment. And that changes the atmosphere. There is a certain kind of man whose presence makes everyone feel that something is about to happen because he is constantly seeking stimulation. Then there is the man whose presence makes people slow down. He doesn't demand attention. He creates space for attention to arrive. That is a deeper form of magnetism. You are becoming the second man. Your words are becoming more intentional because you are no longer afraid of pauses. Your eye contact becomes steadier because you are not constantly searching for an escape. Your body becomes calmer because your mind is not fighting itself. And your confidence becomes quieter because it no longer needs to convince anyone. Chosen one, the rare 1% man, is not necessarily mysterious because he hides himself. He is mysterious because he has depth. There are rooms inside him that have been built through solitude, discipline, failure, reflection, restraint, and transformation. He has faced parts of himself that other people never saw. He has sat with disappointment without allowing it to define him. He has experienced rejection without making rejection his identity. He has been overlooked without becoming bitter. He has been desired without becoming arrogant. He has learned to receive attention without becoming addicted to it. That balance is uncommon. And because it is uncommon, it becomes noticeable. You don't need to tell people that you have depth. Your patience reveals it. Your reactions reveal it. Your boundaries reveal it. Your ability to remain composed when something does not go your way reveals it. This is why the rare man can feel powerful without trying to dominate a room. His power is not projected outward, it is contained within him. And contained power has gravity. Chosen one, there is another shift happening beneath everything you can see. You are becoming less available to chaos. This does not mean you are becoming cold. It means you are becoming discerning. You are learning that peace is not something you should sacrifice merely because someone finds your boundaries inconvenient. You are learning that attraction without respect is not enough. Chemistry without alignment is not enough. Attention without character is not enough. And being wanted is not the same thing as being valued. This realization changes the way you move around women. You no longer look at feminine attention as proof that you have finally become worthy. You begin seeing attention as information. You observe it, you appreciate it, but you don't worship it. That is a major transformation, because the moment attention stops being your currency, you become freer. You can be present with a woman without mentally calculating how to make her desire you. You can appreciate her femininity without abandoning your own center. You can allow connection to unfold without forcing an outcome. And that absence of pressure changes the emotional atmosphere between two people. A woman may feel less like she is being pursued and more like she is being encountered. There is a difference. One feels like pressure, the other feels like presence. Chosen one, your masculine energy becomes compelling when it provides structure without becoming control, confidence without arrogance, strength without hostility, and desire without desperation. That balance is difficult because it requires you to hold two truths at once. You can be powerful and gentle. You can be ambitious and peaceful. You can be deeply interested and completely self-possessed. You can want connection without needing connection to complete you. That is what makes your presence mature. You are not trying to become unreachable, you are becoming unshaken. And there is a profound difference between the two. Chosen one, your body is beginning to tell the story your mind has been working to understand. Watch yourself when you are grounded. Your shoulders naturally settle. Your breathing becomes slower. Your movements become deliberate. You don't fidget as much. You don't constantly check whether people are watching. You don't need to occupy every silence with noise. Your eyes stop darting around searching for approval. Your face becomes more relaxed. Your presence becomes heavier without becoming forceful. This is embodiment. The world often tries to teach you that confidence is something you perform. But the deeper truth is that confidence is often what remains when performance disappears. The rare 1% man doesn't have to act masculine every second. He doesn't need to make every interaction a demonstration of dominance. He can laugh. He can listen. He can admit that he doesn't know something. He can walk away. He can change his mind. He can show warmth. He can be compassionate. None of these things weaken him when they come from a stable center. They strengthen the authenticity of his presence. Chosen one. If you feel this message is speaking directly to your journey, don't just listen. Let your presence be known. Like this video, subscribe to the channel and comment, "My energy is aligned," if you feel yourself stepping into a stronger version of who you are. Chosen one, this is why your difference may become most obvious when you are not trying to impress anyone, when you are speaking naturally, when you are walking alone, when you are focused on your work, when you are listening deeply, when you are simply existing without asking the room for permission. That is when the real frequency of your character becomes visible. A woman may notice you in those moments precisely because you are not performing for her. You are occupied with your own life. Your attention has direction, your energy has purpose, your presence has a center, and that center creates a quiet sense of gravity. She may not have a language for it, she may not analyze it. She may simply feel herself becoming more aware of you. A glance, a pause, a subtle change in posture, a moment of unexpected stillness, not because you forced anything, because authenticity is difficult to manufacture and surprisingly easy to recognize. Chosen one. The rare 1% man also understands that his life cannot revolve around attraction. This may sound paradoxical, but it is one of the deepest foundations of genuine magnetism. The moment your entire life becomes about being desired, desire becomes your master. You start dressing for reactions, working for reactions, speaking for reactions, posting for reactions, living for reactions, and eventually you can no longer tell whether you are pursuing your purpose or pursuing applause. You are becoming different. Your purpose is becoming larger than attention. Your discipline is becoming more important than validation. Your mission is becoming more meaningful than temporary approval. And this gives your presence a quality that cannot be manufactured by trying harder to look attractive. You have somewhere to go, something to build, something to master, something to become. Chosen one. A woman can feel when a man has an internal direction. She may not know the details of his mission, but she can sense whether he is drifting through life waiting for someone to give him meaning. The grounded man is different. He is already building, already refining, already becoming. Connection becomes an addition to his life rather than the foundation beneath it. That creates emotional freedom. You can appreciate someone without possessing them. You can desire connection without forcing it. You can walk away from what is misaligned without feeling as though you have lost yourself. And this is where your masculine sovereignty becomes unmistakable. You are no longer saying, "Choose me so I can feel valuable." Your energy says, "I know my value and I will allow alignment to reveal itself." That does not make you arrogant. It makes you discerning. You stop treating every woman as an opportunity to prove something about yourself. You start seeing her as a person with her own nature, her own values, her own direction, her own freedom. And ironically, that respect creates a healthier form of attraction because you are no longer trying to possess what you admire. You are simply present enough to discover where the two worlds actually belong near one another. Chosen one. Another distinction of the rare 1% man is emotional depth without emotional chaos. You are not becoming emotionless. You are becoming emotionally sovereign. There is a difference between feeling deeply and being ruled by every feeling. The old version of you may have interpreted intensity as meaning. If something felt powerful, you assumed it must be important. If someone pulled away, you wanted to chase. If someone showed interest, you wanted certainty. If someone misunderstood you, you wanted to explain yourself immediately. Now you can pause. You can feel, you can observe, you can choose. That pause is where mastery lives. Chosen one. Imagine what happens when a woman senses that your emotional center cannot be easily manipulated by uncertainty. She does not need to wonder whether one delayed response will destroy your confidence. She does not need to carry the responsibility of regulating your self-worth. She can simply exist. And you can simply exist. That creates space for genuine connection. You are no longer trying to secure someone through emotional pressure. You are allowing character to reveal itself over time. You are becoming patient enough to let reality speak. This patience is powerful because attraction often becomes distorted when you rush to define it. You see a glance and create a story. You feel chemistry and create a future. You receive attention and create a future. You receive attention and create an identity. But the rare man allows moments to remain moments until consistency gives them meaning. That is discernment. And discernment protects your energy. You are learning to distinguish between fascination and alignment, between attention and intention, between chemistry and compatibility, between being wanted and being respected, between intensity and peace. These distinctions make you rare, because most people chase the strongest feeling in the room. You are learning to recognize the deepest truth in the room, and that means your attraction becomes less impulsive and more conscious. You don't lose your fire. You give your fire a direction. You don't become detached. You become anchored. You don't become unavailable. You become selective about what receives access to your inner world. And the more you develop that sacred boundary, the more your presence begins to communicate something without words. Chosen one, there is something else women may sense when you have reached this level of masculine grounding. You are no longer afraid of being alone. This does not mean you don't desire love. It means you no longer confuse loneliness with a command to accept anything. You can enjoy solitude. You can sit with yourself. You can walk through an evening without needing constant stimulation. You can experience your own company without feeling as though something is missing. That changes your energy, because desperation often comes from believing another person must remove an emptiness you have refused to face. But you are facing yours. You are learning yourself. You are becoming familiar with your own mind. You are becoming comfortable with your own silence. You are discovering what you actually value. And once a man becomes comfortable in his own presence, he stops approaching women as solutions. He approaches them as possibilities for connection. That distinction carries enormous weight. Chosen one, the rare 1% man does not enter a relationship saying, "Complete me." His energy says, "Meet me." Two whole people, two sovereign lives, two distinct journeys, a connection formed not from fear, but from choice. This is why your independence can feel attractive when it is combined with warmth. Coldness says, "I need nobody." Wholeness says, "I don't need to abandon myself to have somebody." That is much more powerful. You can be affectionate without becoming dependent. You can be attentive without becoming obsessed. You can be protective without becoming controlling. You can be committed without becoming possessive. You can be vulnerable without surrendering your entire center. That is mature masculine energy. And women who value emotional safety, authenticity, and grounded presence may naturally recognize something different in a man who carries those qualities. She may breathe a little deeper around you. She may become more attentive to your movements. She may feel less need to perform. She may sense that you are actually present rather than mentally somewhere else calculating your next move. Your attention becomes a gift because it is not cheap. You are not giving everyone access to it. When you listen, you listen. When you listen, when you look, you look. When you speak, you mean it. When you leave without creating unnecessary chaos. That consistency creates trust. And trust is where attraction can become something deeper than fascination. Chosen one, perhaps the most important difference is that you are learning to become the same man in private that you appear to be in public. This is where the illusion ends. Anyone can perform confidence for an hour. Anyone can stand tall when people are watching. Anyone can speak with certainty when everything is going well. But who are you when nobody sees you? Who are you when the attention disappears? Who are you when you experience rejection? Who are you when your plans fail? Who are you when the woman you wanted does not choose you? Who are you when nobody applauds your discipline? That is where the rare 1% is formed. Chosen one, your magnetism is not merely the result of how you behave around women. It is the consequence of how you live when there are no women around. Your discipline when nobody knows. Your restraint when nobody would stop you. Your integrity when nobody could expose you. Your commitment to your purpose when nobody is cheering. Your willingness to confront your shadow when nobody can reward you for doing it. These invisible decisions become visible eventually. They enter your posture, they enter your eyes, they enter your voice, they enter the way you occupy space. You cannot fake a life you have not lived, and you cannot permanently hide a life you have lived. The inner world eventually reaches the outer world. That is why your transformation is not about becoming some manufactured version of a high-value man. It is about becoming honest enough to stop performing one. Chosen one, you are not rare because you are superior to other men. You are rare because you are becoming increasingly difficult to separate from your own truth. You are no longer willing to betray yourself for attention. No longer willing to become someone else for acceptance. No longer willing to sacrifice peace for temporary validation. No longer willing to confuse pursuit with purpose. And this creates a different kind of confidence. Not the confidence that says, everyone should want me. The confidence that says, I will remain myself whether they do or not. That is freedom. That is sovereignty. That is the foundation upon which genuine magnetism can stand. Chosen one, your eyes may reveal this transformation before your words ever do. There is a difference between looking at someone and looking for something from them. One is presence, the other is hunger for validation. As you become more grounded, your gaze becomes less demanding. You can meet someone's eyes without needing them to confirm your identity. You can appreciate beauty without losing your composure. You can feel attraction without turning your attention into possession. Your eyes become calm, your expression becomes settled. And that calmness can be powerful because it tells the other person that you are actually there, not rehearsing, not calculating, not trying to extract a reaction. Present. Chosen one, this is why your face may seem different to you in the mirror lately. Perhaps the features have not changed dramatically, but the energy behind them has. There is less tension, less uncertainty, less internal argument. Your eyes carry more stillness. Your face carries more acceptance. Your posture carries more ownership. This is what embodiment looks like. The man you are becoming does not need to exaggerate himself. He does not need to make himself intimidating. He does not need to dominate every conversation. He can simply stand in his own gravity. And because that gravity is not manufactured, it does not disappear when the environment changes. In a crowded room, it remains. In solitude, it remains. When praised, it remains. When ignored, it remains. When desired, it remains. When desired, it remains. When rejected, it remains. That consistency is rare. Chosen one, before we go deeper, support this message by hitting like and subscribing to the channel. Then leave a comment saying, I am becoming undeniable, if you recognize the shift happening within you. Let those words become a reminder of your new standard. Chosen one, women may notice that consistency, because emotional unpredictability is exhausting, while grounded presence can feel like a quiet exhale. Again, not every woman will respond the same way, not every connection will be aligned, and you no longer need every woman to respond. That itself is part of the transformation. You are no longer measuring your masculinity by the number of people attracted to you. You are measuring it by the integrity with which you inhabit yourself. That is the paradox. The less you need universal approval, the more naturally your authentic qualities become visible. You stop broadcasting. You start embodying. You stop chasing the image of the rare man. You become devoted to the substance beneath the image. And that substance cannot be taken from you by someone's opinion, chosen one. There is a final layer beneath all of this that you are beginning to touch, reverence for your own life. Not ego, not narcissism, reverence. You begin to understand that your time matters, your attention matters, your body matters, your energy matters, your word matters, your presence matters. And because you recognize their value, you stop distributing them carelessly. This does not make you selfish. It makes you responsible. You become careful about what you consume, what you tolerate, what you pursue, what you repeat, and what you allow to shape your inner world. You realize that every repeated behavior is constructing a version of you. Every time you choose discipline over impulse, you strengthen one identity. Every time you choose patience over reaction, you strengthen another. Every time you walk away from what violates your values, you teach yourself that your boundaries are real. Every time you remain faithful to your purpose without applause, you deepen your internal covenant. And eventually, the man you practice becoming's the man other people encounter. That is why your magnetism is not a trick. It is a consequence of alignment, a consequence of restraint, a consequence of self-respect, a consequence of emotional mastery, a consequence of purpose, a consequence of learning how to stand in your own presence without asking another person to complete the picture. Chosen one, this is what makes you different. Not perfection, not superiority, not some mystical guarantee that every woman will be drawn toward you. Your difference is that you are becoming increasingly whole, and wholeness carries a quiet gravity. It does not chase, it does not demand. It does not need to announce itself, it simply exists. A woman who encounters that kind of presence may not immediately understand why something feels different. She may only notice that she became more aware of herself around you, that she slowed down, that she became quieter, that she became more present. And you may notice something too. You may realize that you are no longer watching her reaction, you are watching your own alignment. You are no longer asking whether she sees your value, you are asking whether the connection honors it. You are no longer trying to become the man women want, you are becoming the man you can respect when the room is empty. And that is the moment your energy changes from performance into embodiment, from pursuit into presence, from validation into sovereignty. Chosen one, there is a reason the rare 1% man cannot be manufactured overnight. He is built in moments nobody celebrates, in the pause before the reaction, in the decision not to chase, in the discipline nobody witnesses, in the silence nobody applauds, in the boundary nobody understands, in the morning when motivation is absent but commitment remains, in the evening when temptation appears but self-respect speaks louder. This is where your difference becomes consecrated, not in appearance, in repetition. You are teaching your nervous system that you can remain grounded. You are teaching your mind that uncertainty does not require panic. You are teaching your heart that rejection does not erase worth. You are teaching your body that attraction does not require impulsiveness. You are teaching your identity that attention is pleasant but never sovereign. And slowly, almost invisibly, you become the man who carries himself differently because he no longer needs to negotiate with himself about who he is. Chosen one, women may notice the result, but they will never see all the private battles that created it. They may see the stillness, they may see the confidence, they may feel the gravity, they may sense the restraint. They may notice the way you listen, they may notice the way you walk away without bitterness. They may notice that you do not become desperate when you are interested. But beneath all of that is a history of internal choices. That is what gives your presence weight. You are not merely carrying confidence. You are carrying evidence. Evidence that you can trust yourself. Evidence that you can survive disappointment. Evidence that you can hold desire without surrendering your sovereignty. Evidence that you can remain warm without becoming weak. Evidence that you can remain strong without becoming cruel. And that combination creates a masculine presence that does not need to force attraction. It allows attraction to reveal itself naturally where alignment exists. You no longer need to turn yourself into a spectacle. You become a signal, a quiet signal, a grounded signal, a signal that says you have depth beneath the surface, purpose beneath the appearance, and stillness beneath the intensity. And the more deeply you embody that signal, the less concerned you become with whether everyone notices it. Chosen one, this is where your understanding of attraction becomes completely different. You stop seeing magnetism as something you possess over another person. You begin seeing it as the natural expression of how fully you inhabit yourself. That means your goal is no longer to make someone feel something. Your goal is to become so aligned with your own values that what you naturally radiate can be recognized by those who resonate with it. You don't manipulate, you don't pressure, you don't perform. You simply become more honest, more disciplined, more present, more discerning. And honesty has a strange power. It removes the exhausting layers of performance. When you stop pretending to be fearless, you become courageous. When you stop pretending to be dominant, you become grounded. When you stop pretending not to care, you learn to care without losing yourself. When you stop pretending to need nobody, you discover that you can love without dependence. This is the mature expression of masculine energy, not the absence of vulnerability, the ability to hold vulnerability without surrendering your center. Chosen one, perhaps this is why the rare 1% man can feel almost paradoxical. He has softness without fragility, strength without hostility, confidence without arrogance, ambition without desperation, mystery without manipulation, desire without dependency, boundaries without bitterness, stillness without passivity. And women who are naturally compatible with that frequency may experience the contrast immediately. Something feels different. Something feels less forced. Something feels less like a performance. Because you are not asking her to validate the identity you are still trying to build, you are meeting her as the identity you have already been constructing in private. That is the difference between attraction built on image and attraction built on embodiment. One requires constant maintenance, the other becomes visible through consistency. Chosen one, your rare quality is not that you have become perfect. It is that you have become increasingly unwilling to abandon yourself. Chosen one, remember the moments when you once thought you needed to become louder to be noticed. You didn't. You needed to become clearer. You needed to become more anchored. You needed to become more faithful to what you knew inside yourself. The rare man does not necessarily occupy more space. He occupies his own space completely. That is why his presence can feel larger than his physical size. He is not apologizing for existing. He is not demanding permission. He is not constantly checking whether his existence is being approved. He has arrived within himself. And when a man arrives within himself, his energy changes, his walk changes, his voice changes, His decisions change, his standards change, his relationships change, his attraction changes, even the way he experiences rejection changes. Rejection no longer becomes a verdict, it becomes information. Attention no longer becomes a trophy, it becomes information. Chemistry no longer becomes a command, it becomes information. You observe, you discern, you choose. That is the consciousness of the rare 1% man. Chosen one, you are becoming less fascinated by being wanted and more fascinated by being aligned. That shift may feel subtle at first, but it changes everything. Because when you no longer need to convince another person to choose you, you become free enough to discover whether you would actually choose them. That question is powerful. It restores balance. It restores dignity. It restores discernment. And it changes the energy of every interaction. You are no longer standing beneath someone's approval. You are standing beside them. Not above, not below, beside. Two human beings meeting without one begging the other to determine their worth. That is where authentic attraction has room to breathe. That is where curiosity can become connection. That is where feminine and masculine energies can meet without either person needing to perform a role so rigidly that they disappear inside it. And that is why the rare 1% man is not simply the man who attracts attention. He is the man whose presence remains intact whether attention arrives or disappears. That is the kind of masculine energy that cannot be borrowed, cannot be purchased, cannot be imitated for long. It has to be lived. And you are learning to live it in ways that become increasingly visible through the smallest details. Chosen one, there will be moments when you notice the difference without anyone explaining it to you. You will walk into a room and realize you are not scanning for approval. You will speak and realize you are not rehearsing how you will be perceived. You will meet a beautiful woman and realize your mind remains clear. You will receive attention and realize you can enjoy it without needing more. You will experience distance and realize you do not have to chase. You will experience rejection and realize your identity remains intact. You will experience connection and realize you do not have to rush it. Those moments are evidence, not evidence that you have become superior, evidence that you have become more internally anchored. Chosen one, this is the real meaning behind being the rare 1% man. It is not about being one of a magical percentage of men destined to attract everyone. It is about becoming uncommon in the qualities that actually matter. Self-command, presence, integrity, discernment, purpose, restraint, emotional stability, authenticity, and when these qualities begin operating together, your presence naturally becomes distinctive. People notice consistency. Women notice groundedness. Your environment notices confidence. But the most important person who notices the difference is you, because you finally begin to experience what it feels like to live without constantly negotiating your worth. You stop asking, "Am I enough?" You start asking, "Is this aligned?" You stop asking, "How do I make them choose me?" You start asking, "Does this connection deserve access to the man I am becoming?" You stop asking, "How can I appear powerful?" You start asking, "How can I remain powerful without needing to appear powerful?" Those questions transform a man. They move him from image to identity, from performance to embodiment, from reaction to mastery, from hunger for attention to reverence for his own path. And when that transformation becomes embodied deeply enough, your presence begins carrying something that cannot be easily described, something women may feel before they consciously understand it, something that makes your stillness speak louder than the performance of men who are still trying to be seen. Chosen one, the rare 1% man does not spend his life trying to become irresistible. He spends his life becoming real, and reality has a gravity that performance cannot sustain. The more authentic you become, the less energy you waste managing appearances. The less you manage appearances, the more energy becomes available for purpose. The more energy you give to purpose, the more grounded you become. The more grounded you become, the more naturally your body communicates certainty. The more certainty you embody, the less you need external confirmation, and the less confirmation you need, the freer you become in every interaction. That is the cycle, not chasing, not manipulating, not pretending. Becoming. Chosen one, your presence becomes powerful when your inner world and outer world stop contradicting each other. When your boundaries match your words, when your discipline matches your ambitions, when your behavior matches your values, when your confidence survives silence, when your peace survives rejection, when your attraction survives uncertainty, when your purpose survives the absence of applause, that is alignment. And alignment is one of the deepest forms of magnetism, because there is no friction between what you say and what you are. A woman does not have to decode 10 different versions of you. She encounters one. The same man when he is admired, the same man when he is ignored, the same man when he is challenged, the same man when he is desired, the same man when he is alone. That consistency creates a sense of gravity, not because you are controlling the room, because you are no longer being controlled by it. Chosen one, that is what makes you different. You have stopped outsourcing your identity. And as you continue walking deeper into that identity, something within your presence will become even quieter, even steadier, even more undeniable, because the man who no longer needs to be chosen begins carrying himself like someone who has already chosen himself. And once that truth settles completely into your body, the way women experience your presence begins to shift in a way that even you may not yet have words for. Chosen one, if you know you are no longer the man you used to be, like this video and subscribe for more powerful messages like this. And in the comments write, I walk in sovereignty, not for anyone else, but as a declaration to yourself that you will no longer abandon your own power. Chosen one, and perhaps that is the deepest transformation of all. You are no longer becoming the man women might choose. You are becoming the man who knows how to choose himself without closing his heart to love. Your magnetism is no longer rooted in proving that you are different. It is rooted in how deeply you have become aligned with who you are. Your stillness has meaning. Your restraint has meaning. Your confidence has meaning. Even your silence carries the weight of a man who no longer needs to perform for approval. And when you walk from that place, you do not have to chase attention. You simply become present. You become grounded. You become undeniable through consistency. Chosen one, remember this whenever you feel tempted to question your worth because someone does not notice you, does not choose you, or does not recognize what you carry. Your value was never created by their reaction. Your presence was never meant to depend on their validation. Keep becoming. Keep refining. Keep mastering yourself. Because the rare 1% man is not defined by how many women desire him. He is defined by the depth of character he carries when nobody is watching. And when a man reaches that level of inner certainty, he no longer walks into the world asking, will they choose me? He walks in knowing, I will not abandon myself. That is the energy people feel. That is the presence they remember. That is the difference they cannot always explain. Chosen one, if this message spoke directly to something you have been experiencing within yourself, take a moment and let it settle. You do not need to rush past it. And if you want more messages about masculine energy, spiritual alignment, self-mastery, attraction, and becoming the strongest version of yourself, subscribe to the channel and stay connected. Like this video if it resonated with you, and share it with a man who needs to hear that his power was never found in chasing validation. It was found in becoming so grounded within himself that he no longer needed permission to stand in his own presence. Chosen one, your transformation is not about becoming someone the world cannot ignore. It is about becoming someone you can no longer ignore.